Hello, Footballation. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, Footballation is a name that I created for all the football lovers, or the whole nation of football lovers. All right. So, anyway, now I am going to bring your attention to China, where Lionel Messi is trending right now. He is number one trending on Chinese social media for all the wrong reasons. We know that Chinese love their football. Football is huge in China. They might not be very good on the international arena, but believe you me, the fans themselves are number one. All right. So Lionel Messi was supposed to play with his Inter Miami team in Hong Kong. However, Lionel Messi did not play. What happened is he was, said to have an injury, so he couldn't play. So he sat on the bench the whole match. But this did not, this was okay like that. It was okay. Players get injured, right? But it became an issue after just a few days of him not being able to play in Japan. Sorry, in Hong Kong, he ended up playing in Japan. This is where the problem is. Why? The Chinese people are asking, were you not playing in Hong Kong, saying you were injured? But a few days later, you are now playing in Japan. So now there's a hashtag that they're using, the miracle, medical miracle. This is the hashtag that is running on Chinese social media. Medical miracle, referring to how Messi miraculously, got healed of the injury that stopped him from playing in Hong Kong. Chinese people bought tickets. The stadium was full to capacity. They had all the jerseys. The business was booming. Everything associated with Lionel Messi was just number one. Chinese people love their international footballers, but they were disappointed when he did not play, but ended up playing in Japan. And historically, we know that there is not good blood between Japan and China. And of course, when you're talking about Hong Kong and mainland China. Of course, we know that brother and sibling, there's always a fight there, but they don't want any intruder to come between them. So this is the reason why we saw the people in the mainland China fighting alongside the Hong Kong people, saying, well, why did Messi humiliate us like that? So now they're tearing jerseys. They're tearing all the photos, all the posters, all the signed jerseys, and everything. They're saying, well, we don't want to see you in China. You humiliate one, you humiliate all of us. We are one people. We are one altogether. Okay. Now we also seen the political pundits coming in to comment about this as well. We have also seen, influencers coming out again on social media saying, why did Messi do what he did? And then Messi came out to apologize. Let me just read for you what Lionel Messi, wrote as an apology, which has not been taken by the Chinese people, saying, well, this apology is just a lie altogether because we tracked this message. This apology actually came from someone who wrote it in China, Sichuan. They can track where your message is coming from via an IP address, okay? So they tracked and found out that, no, this message did not even come from Japan, Tokyo, where Lionel Messi is. It actually came from somewhere in Sichuan, here in China. What's going on? So here's the apology that Messi wrote. Messi said, it was a real shame not to be able to play in Hong Kong the other day due to a groin injury that had swollen and I was in pain. Okay. Anyone who knows me knows that I always want to play. That's what I always want, to give my best at any game. And especially in these games when we travel so far and fans are excited to see us attend their girls healthily. So that is why I said, well, I want to apologize because I really wanted to play. But others are saying, there's something fishy. Even the Chinese Football Association itself has issued a statement like, this is very, very wrong. They're also, engaging the Argentine Football Association that your player did us wrong. This is very, very wrong. And they're also bashing David Beckham, who is the co-owner of Inter Miami, saying, look at what is happening there. What is going on? Are you trying to get into the political situation? And others who are also commenting and say, well, there could be some external forces behind the behavior of Messi not being allowed to play in Hong Kong. Are they trying to put up a statement? What kind of statement are they putting, by not allowing Messi to play? But it's all crazy on Chinese social media. They are angry. And you remember sometime last year, Messi was with Argentina playing Australia here in Beijing, okay? The game was huge. Roads were filled, stadiums were filled, tickets were sold out, jerseys, replicas, everything you might talk of. It was a business as usual, booming business. But now they're saying, we don't want to see Messi in China. And Messi is scheduled to come back to China around March. March is going to be having, I think, 2 matches or 3 matches, friendly matches that are going to be played here in China. And they're saying, we don't want to see him. If he comes, we're not going to buy the tickets. And also, there's a Chinese liquor brand that was using Messi as their brand ambassador, and it has been bashed again, saying, well, you need to take away Messi as your brand ambassador, or else we are going to boycott your product. So you can see how influential some of these people are, and how it affects business, when a little behavior can just trigger everything else. China is like this because they're number one fans. The business-wise, in terms of supporting football, Chinese people, they will fill stadiums no matter how much money they pay. They can buy jerseys no matter how much money that jersey costs. They will be having those jerseys. They will pay everything. So imagine they were filled in a stadium in Hong Kong wanting to see Messi play, and Messi was on the bench. Just a few days later, Messi is in Japan. He went into the 60th minute, and then he played, and they were happy. The Japanese were very happy, and they're like, "Why just he couldn't play even 1 minute in Hong Kong just to just get into there?" But Messi said, "Well, I was injured, I couldn't play." So they said, "Wow, what a miracle that Messi all of a sudden." He got healed and he was able to play. He was laughing, joking, walking, very, very happy in Japan. But in China, he was just going, no, 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 no. And they were like, why? He didn't even give handshake to some of the executives. He didn't even wave to the people. Now they're pointing at a lot of things, a lot of things that they're pointing at. But number one thing is they are not happy about Messi. Okay. Remember, I'm a football blogger. Even here in China, I'm a football blogger. So I follow a lot of these football influencers, the football bloggers. I also follow Chinese. They also follow me. So we exchange these stories. We tag each other and everything, especially anything to do with football, right? So I was like, I woke up in the morning. I'm like, what's going on? And I'm just saying, Messi, Messi, Messi. This, I was like, what happened? Because some of these things they happen, they communicate in Chinese language. Sometimes I miss a little bit, even though I can speak Chinese, but sometimes I miss. So I was like, what's going on? Then I asked one of these influencers, what's going on? Said, oh no, this is what happened. So they gave me a link. So look at this. What do you think? I was like, this is very wrong. Messi is very, very wrong. I mean, you have to stand in solidarity, right? I was like, Messi is very, very wrong. But anyway, do you think Messi did it on purpose? Or do you think indeed he was injured and indeed it was a miracle, a miraculous healing that he was able to play in Japan? Or there could be some external forces. But again, we already know that Japan and China, they were, they reconciled. There were some, and things were done to reconcile the two countries. But again, there is some historical, tensions, that is still there, even now. The tension is still there, They are not very, very happy about what the Japanese did to the Chinese people way back in the days during the war, when the Japanese attacked the Chinese and killed a lot of Chinese. Recently, there was this commemoration of that day. So still something that lingers in Chinese people. But remember, history is passed from generation to generation. So now when they see the Lionel Messi coming in again and they feel like they're disrespecting Hong Kong, and the Chinese mainlanders are the one that stay in China. That's the one that you call China. So it is called the China mainland. And then there is China, Hong Kong. Okay, so it's like, you are humiliating us again years later. Why? Why are you standing like this? Why do you humiliate the people of China? So the Chinese people, they don't like such kind of thing, of humiliation. They suffered humiliation once and they don't want to suffer it one more time. So this is the reason why Lionel Messi is number one trending in China. They are not happy. Inter Miami was supposed to play Hong Kong Shi, but Lionel Messi was sitting down. His teammates played. Of course, they won. And then they had to go to Japan to play another match where Messi then played. Of course, they lost, but they played, So this is the story that I have for you. Of course, mixing China in football. And I'm going to be back again with more stories on football. And I think I'm going to be live again, talking about our AFCON, because we're still here. We still have the third and fourth places, and then we still have the final that is going to come. So all those football news, I am going to be bringing them to you. My name is Ziki, and if you are new to the channel, you're new to the page, you're new to the channel, why don't you take this opportunity to follow, to comment, to share, to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss on this and more, brought to you by none other than Ziki herself, the one who is always there, who brings to you news that is verified, news that is reliable, okay, and news that is timely. Until then, take care.